Hi, Hyoie.
Hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
hey, good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm
Yeah,
excited to be here.
yeah. Thank you so much for coming today. Oh my God. Yeah, I have a
No
bunch of
problem, no problem.
questions. Yeah. Oh, could you introduce yourself to our viewers and what they might have heard you or seen you from?
Sure. Hey everyone, I'm Hyoie O'Grady. I voice Brant in Wuthering Waves, as well as Cristoforo and some other bits and pieces in that game. You might have seen me, some of you might know me from Les Miserables on the West End back in 2017-18. Some theater stuff. Some of you might know me from Stay Close on Netflix, which was a sort of crime drama thriller series based on the Harlan Coben books. And the Yeah, and then voiceover wise, I've done a bunch of stuff from little bits and bobs, and yeah, Wuthering Waves, other
Yeah.
things too.
Yes, definitely. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. You're also Cristoforo. That's amazing. That's crazy to me. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Hyoie, how did you get into acting?
Well, I started in musical theater, so
Oh.
I trained in London. I did a musical theater course. My initial kind of trajectory was to do singing on stage, and
Oh
like,
wow.
musical theater is a big thing for me. So I had my eyes set on Les Mis, which is one of my favorite musicals.
Wow.
And at the end of that training period, there was an opportunity to audition for the musical. Basically, they go around to each a bunch of the schools in London
Wow.
and audition some of the trainees there. And yeah, I was lucky enough to get into to Les Mis and did a year there. And after that, I kind of transitioned over into more TV and film stuff. But then also in that process, I got myself a voiceover agent. I've always been really into animation and cartoons and video games and anime
Oh,
and stuff. So
that's
like
so cool.
it kind of was a very natural fit. And then yeah, it's been working out really well. And so I've been really enjoying it. But I don't know, when I was very young, like I was always kind of a bit of a I didn't I liked the creative world, I was always a bit of a daydreamer and stuff. And so my first opportunity to be on stage was like a school play. Um, and I did Bugsy Malone as a tiny little, kid. Do you know Bugsy Malone?
Oh, I don't. Who's
It's
Bugsy?
like it, it's like a really old, it's kind of a funny musical, but it's basically kind of mobster movie, but it's told
Okay.
through kids. So everyone's played by a
Oh,
little kid
that's
and they
cute.
have like pie guns. Yeah. And
Uh-huh.
anyway, it felt very natural. And I just kind of knew
Oh,
from that point
wow.
on that I wanted to act. So
That's great. Like when you're playing Brand, I can hear you like you're a performer. I'm like, okay, this guy is a performer. He knows how to perform, you know? So yeah, I could
I've
definitely
been
hear it.
seeing all the comments of like he's a
Yeah.
theater kid. It's like
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, a
Kind
little
of a little
bit,
bit,
yeah.
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 That's
So I
funny.
definitely channeled some of
Yeah.
that with Brant, yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's so cool. Yeah, that's you have like formal training and then you have a theater background. That's so cool. Like what kind of like video games and cartoons did you like grow up like playing and watching?
Um, well, I mean, I played a lot of video games. I always loved video games. Like even way back in the day, like Arco on the MS-DOS, which was like an old, or
Wow.
like Scunny on MS-DOS. So my dad, like we had like a computer room. I think a lot of, millennial kids might remember like the computer room
Uh-huh.
or whatever, and I'd go in and then, so things like that. But then a little later on, like Frogger on the, do you
Okay.
remember Frogger, like the
Yeah.
PlayStation 1 version and stuff? And then, so I've always been interested in, I've followed all the way through. Like I was sort of a original Xbox and Xbox 360, and
Oh
I'm
wow.
sort of all PC gaming now. So like I played like some of my favorites would be like Fable, or like I like Ratchet
Oh.
and Clank,
Oh, Ratchet and
or
Clank,
like
nice.
yeah, yeah, and some of those. But PC wise, like I play Final Fantasy 14.
Oh,
I
nice.
play a lot of stuff. Like I like
Wow.
variety. I jump around a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like when you're playing those games, like do you like oh well actually like as a kid, like what was the first moment for you where like, oh, these people are like voice acting and stuff like that? Did you ever have that moment?
That's a good question. Like,
Yeah.
okay. So I love Dragon Ball Z. I didn't get to the end.
Oh,
Dragon Ball
nice. Oh,
Z.
nice.
I watched so much Naruto, man.
Oh my
Naruto
God.
was like the one. I love Naruto.
That's so cool.
And then Knights of the Zodiac. That's not so common here, but like that was
Yeah.
a Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac, which was big for me.
Okay.
Um,
Uh-huh.
Ninja Turtles and that kind of stuff. But it's funny, like I think I have siblings. I've got like three siblings, and
Oh,
so
okay.
there was always sort of doing funny voices with each other, or
Oh,
like
okay.
making each other laugh, and then like when like you're looking through a book and there's like a funny animal or something that has like a sort of expression you're like turning to your sibling and you're saying, oh look, he's kind of like her, he's like her, and you'll sort of imitate what they sound like. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, or if you
Yeah.
send a meme to a friend, like you
Yeah.
can kind of.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it just kind of clicked, like just from mimicry, like
Oh,
always trying to
yeah.
mimic people and mimic things. And I don't know, that's a good question. I don't know the exact point, but there was always the element of like, that's funny, I'm gonna try and do that, or like I'm gonna mimic that,
Yeah, for
you know.
sure. Like that's how it all starts, right? Yeah, and
Yeah,
playing
for sure.
pretend. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my God. Then how did you end up like auditioning for Brant and Wuthering Waves?
Yeah, so this is going to be kind of funny because like I
Oh.
had quite a few I had quite a few auditions
Oh,
for
really?
Wuthering Waves. Like
No way.
yeah, like my first audition was for Ling Yang.
Oh, was it really? Dude, you would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
perfect
So
for him. Wow. Yeah.
well, I went in. It was like obviously it's much higher voice, right? Sort of
Yeah.
profile and everything. But so that came and went. I think I went into an in-person audition there. That
Uh-huh.
was at Side UK and didn't hear
Mm-hmm.
anything back, which was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was brought back for I think it was update like 1.4 where they had the Ebony Gatekeeper. Do you remember that character? Or like
Oh, Ebony
he
Gatekeeper.
was like he turned into a I think there was like a big cat boss, like a
Oh,
big
yes.
black
Oh,
cat
okay. Oh,
boss.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
I can't remember. There was a lot of little bit
Oh,
parts that
wow, I
kind of came and
see.
went. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did some sort of filler little voices there.
Oh, you did
And
the
yeah, and then
voices? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's
it was
great.
funny because I was aware of Wuthering Waves, right? Because when it
Mm-hmm.
came out, it was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, like it blew up, right? And it was
That's
so
right. Yeah.
popular and
Yeah.
it made a huge splash, no pun intended
Yeah.
with the water stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, but it was really big. So like I've been following it and everything, and then obviously as a gamer and as somebody who's into anime and stuff, whenever I get an audition through, I'm like, it's code named, right? But I'm
Yeah.
like, what is that? Well, what could that be? Like I do a little research and stuff because it helps inform me as the actor as well, like because it gives you a sense of the tone, it gives you a sense of what kind of thing they're looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, so I did those little parts, and then
Wow.
I came in for the art commissioner
Yes,
voice
you are him.
for
Wow.
yeah, I'm him
That's him.
too.
Wow.
And and then
That was so
dude,
good.
oh gosh, it's kind of a long sorry, it's a long answer, but
Oh
like
no, please,
then
please
I
tell us
did
everything.
sure thing. Then I did I had an audition for Brant and I
Wow.
didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything at all, and then a while after I did Cristoforo. Geez, I did Cristoforo. They
Uh-huh.
brought me in for Cristoforo, and then I came in for Brent.
Oh, really? Wow.
Um, yeah. So that's the kind of timeline of it all. So it started off with little bits, and
Wow.
I, I think I did some good work in those earlier parts,
For
and then it
sure.
kind of they decided that give me a shot at some bigger characters. So
For sure. Yeah, they called you back and like call this guy back. Oh my, he's so good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
yeah.
God. Wow, that was the timeline because like when version 2.0 started, like the first like new character's voice you hear is Brant, you know? It's like, "Oh my God,
Mm.
this guy's amazing, right?" Like, you were just so good. And then like once you get on the island and then maybe some other voices and then it's you again and I had no idea. I was like, "What? It's Cristoforo." And I'm like, oh, this guy's suspicious, but usually I recognize like voice actors, but I had no idea it was you.
Oh,
It's crazy. Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Obviously, it's funny because like I didn't know I was gonna come in for Brent afterwards, right? So I was
Wow,
like,
yeah.
okay, Christopher, that's great, like
Uh-huh.
but I just felt very grateful to be Brent too. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
That's so yeah, I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you are Brent. Like you are him. It's crazy. Like, oh my
Thank
God.
you, thank you.
Wow, wow, that's
That's
what
kind.
happened. Oh my God, yes. Then do you have any similarities and like differences with Brent, like your character? Like what do you resonate with him with the most?
Uh, yeah, that's it's funny. Like Brant is well, one thing is the sort of performative aspect of his character, right? He's
Yeah.
very like he lives for the adventure. He likes performing. He kind of being part of the troupe of fools and everything. It's like it's got
Yeah.
it is. I can relate to that and sort of making people smile and making people have hope. Like I
Mm.
always really resonated with like heroic characters growing up. Like my one of my favorite
Oh,
movies was Star Wars. I wanted to be Luke Skywalker and like he's got, and like Brant has a really good heart, I really like that about him, and I think
Mm-hmm.
I aspire to be like a kind, good person, and I think
Oh,
Brant really cares about his crew and other people, which is I think really noble. And so I really like him. I think he's a really nice character because he's that person who can be really dramatic and have a lot of flair, but he's not annoying. Like, you
yeah.
know how some
Oh, I
people when
like
you meet
that.
them,
Yeah.
they're really like open and big, but you're like, oh, you're just kind of trying too hard,
Yeah, yeah.
but he includes you.
Oh,
He's open and big, but he's with you and you're with him, so you can
oh.
enjoy it together, kind of thing, you know?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I guess that's why he's a video game character. Usually those people are all about themselves, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, but you're right. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's great. Did you have any favorite lines like when you recorded for Brant?
Uh, I did. I did. It's a funny one because like it's it's funny like the voiceover process is quite different from like screen and
Mm-hmm.
TV and film and theater and stuff because you really it's quite quick, like you get your material, you do what you want to do, and then you don't get to spend as much time with the sort of nitty-gritty as you do on TV and film
Mm-hmm.
or on theater in particular.
That's right.
But I don't want to spoil for
Oh,
anybody. I mean, it's been out a little bit,
oh,
but
oh
toward
yeah.
the end of his character story,
Yes.
there's a couple of moments where Brant like has a bit of introspection and kind of talks about an old pirate colleague,
Mm-hmm.
which I really liked because Brant kind of has the performative big voice, right? And he kind of does this, but then when that's stripped away, the moments where you can see the other things are I really like that because I think you feel closer to the character,
Yeah, definitely.
which I like. And then other than that, like the battle lines were super fun. Like,
Oh, oh yeah,
doing
for sure. Oh my God.
those kind of that was a very collaborative experience doing those.
Oh, was it
Like,
really?
yeah, yeah. So with the battle lines, because sometimes in voiceover you don't have a lot of time to get something done, right? It's a tight schedule.
Yeah.
And I think in particular, like it's incredible what these guys can do because at Kuro Games, right? Because it's like
Mm-hmm.
the turnaround for a lot of this content is so quick.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure. Oh my
they
God.
work so hard and they're so good at what they do. And like it you have to get things you don't have a lot of time with things. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh my
really
God.
important to like
Yeah.
do it correctly and stuff.
Wow.
So but with the battle lines, that was done at the end because that's the most sort of
Yeah,
physically demanding thing.
for sure.
And it was really like it was basically just like, yeah, what do you think? Like try something, do something.
Really?
The notes were like it's got to be fun, it's got to be like lighthearted and like his spirit has to come through of being really open and adventurous, right?
Yeah, for
So I
sure.
think everyone asks about the pew pew, the
Yeah.
pew, the pew pew. I keep thinking back. I'm like, how did that come around? I think I think we were just throwing things out there and for this they had the animation. So
Okay,
a lot of times they don't have it's like either gray box or it's storyboard or things like depending on what point in development you are when you're recording.
that's right.
This they had the combat animation, right? And so I could watch the animation and I was basically looking at things happening. I was looking at all this sort of flair and I was just like, okay, have fun. And so
Yeah.
things like the wheeze and the pew pews and in particular, I think after like there are some moves where he sort of does a little bow or something at the end.
Yes,
Like
that's
there's
right.
little
Yeah.
moments where, and that was a lot of the sort of like I know, and like the kind of reaction of like yes, keep the applause coming, all this kind of stuff was not scripted at all. We just came out with that.
Wow, that's
So
crazy. You did such a good job. What the heck? Yeah.
thanks. Well, it wasn't just me. Like a lot of great
Of
direction, a
course.
lot of
Yeah,
great stuff from Kuro, people all contributing, and I think, but
for
we had a great
sure.
time together. It was
Yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, always a collaborative effort in the studio, right? Yeah. No, that's so cool. Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh, then specifically that line, let the flames rise. Like, was that
Mhm.
laugh like it's not in the script at all? That was just you? That was an ad lib?
I think it was an ad lib. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think so
I
too.
think
Yeah.
it was. Yeah. It's hard to remember because it's like
Oh, I
I'm
see.
pretty
Yeah.
sure it was an ad lib. Like we had a bunch of because it's like these are the ultimate lines, right? So these
That's
are the
right.
ones that have
Yeah.
got to be big. These are the
That's
ones
right.
that have got to be like the highest sort of level. And
For sure. Yeah, the highest sort of level.
yeah,
Yeah.
we just
Uh-huh.
added the laugh. I just went for it,
Uh-huh.
and it was funny.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my God. Because in the other versions there's no laugh. And like people always point that out, like,
Mm.
oh, in like Chinese or like Japanese, like Brant doesn't laugh, but then you do, and it's great because like when I'm playing and I'm like dropping that anchor and he's laughing, it just feels good every time. It's like, oh my God. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's amazing. Then how
Oh,
did you go about like building this character for Brant? Like, did you draw any inspiration from anywhere?
yeah. Well, it's a funny one because I think I was mentioning earlier, like the time that you have with characters isn't
Yeah,
anywhere near as long, you know?
yeah,
So a lot of what I find with voiceover is like it comes, you're sort of absorbing all of your inspiration from different parts and things that you've seen and things that you have enjoyed. Like a big thing for me is and I think this was Meryl. Who was this? I can't remember. Somebody said one time I read somewhere where if you see something that you like as an actor, steal it.
oh
And
yes, yeah,
in the best way possible, because it's like acting is a sort of it is mimicry. It is, you know, if you're trying to show something or convey something on stage or on screen, you are drawing upon what you've seen that to be in people, right? You are sort of
that's right.
mimicking that or sort of, and people go about it different ways. I'm personally of the mind that what if it if the result is effective, then it doesn't really matter how you get there, right? Some
Hmm.
people say like, oh, you just internally kind of think about the worst thing in your life and the tears will come or whatever, but I don't think you necessarily need to put yourself through the emotional turmoil of that to get the results, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I
with
agree
voice
too.
acting, it's like a lot of the things that I watched, and it's interesting you've asked this because I've recently started rewatching Naruto, but in English,
Oh, nice.
right?
Oh, great. Yeah.
So I initially watched all of my anime in Japanese,
Oh,
right?
I
And I
see.
was kind of a bit of a purist and like, oh, the Japanese dub's better and all this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't until I got a little older and I started to realize like anime is kind of a genre,
Hmm.
right? It's like
Hmm.
it's not it shouldn't sound totally natural in on some level. It needs to sound natural, but it's a heightened natural, right?
Hmm.
It
Yep.
fits the certain genre. And a lot of people have paved the way for that genre in English. It's a certain style, right?
That's right.
And
Yes.
so in the preparation for Brant, there's a lot of inspirations or people that I really enjoy. Like I really think Yuri Lowenthal is a
Oh,
fantastic voice
oh my
actor.
God. Yes.
He's so good, and like his work in like Persona was like really for me just in sort of inculcating and like creating that sort of anime style was really inspirational and like so with Brant it's like it's me. It's very much me
Mm.
because the other side of it, it's a long answer, but the other side of it is if you go too far into like this is a style, I need to sound like somebody else, it doesn't sound natural and it
Yeah.
can sound my worst nightmare. It can sound cringe. I'm always like my
Uh-huh.
thing's like don't sound cringe.
Oh,
Don't sound
really?
cringe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sound
You're so
authentic.
cool.
Don't sound like
Yeah.
no, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you
Because
mean. Yeah.
if you go too much into like whoa, oh my
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
it's like just ease off a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to take the things that are like effective. Like for me, it's things like even in consonants, so like the T's. If you swallow the T, say right, then you have
Mm.
it kind of dies.
Hmm.
I learned this from Yuri Lowenthal, right? And he just like aspirates
Oh,
the T a
yeah.
little bit. Lots
Yeah.
of little tricks and things like that. But for
Oh,
Brand,
wow.
it was really so it was like taking all of that stuff that I had sort of ingested and used and then trying to make it me and just acting with those things in mind. So it's like I want it to be warm, I want it to be fun, adventurous. Um, and funnily enough, I'll tell you a story.
Yes.
My audition for Brant was really different vocally to what I did in the studio.
Really?
So I auditioned for Brant with like I did kind of like a Brant's the name. It was like a captain of the Fool's Troop. It was like a much lower kind of thing, right?
Wow. Uh-huh.
And then when we got in, they wanted something much lighter. They wanted the American voice, which I did initially anyway, but
Hmm.
they wanted it lighter. They wanted it higher. They wanted it more youthful. And I think they wanted to find the playfulness in it, and I think that was the right call. But yeah, so I want it to sound like me. I drew on all like Yuri Lowenthal, a little bit of uh
Sasuke?
uh a little bit of
A
Sasuke for
little bit of
sure.
Sasuke.
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
of Sasuke.
Yeah.
And but my first audition was for Metal Gear Solid. Like I kind of took a little bit of inspiration
Oh.
from Snake. This is
Oh.
McDonald. filler, that
Oh
kind of
wow, yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
So it evolved, but like long story short, to your answer is like yeah, it's a lot of bits and pieces, but then just kind of fitting them in to try and make it sound natural and be like quite like me, but just a sort of more a clearer version of me with the performative aspect on it. So
Wow, that's what happened. That's so crazy. Oh my God. Yeah. So I I didn't know you went in with like a very different voice. And then they called you back. They said come in and then they said here, do something completely different.
yeah, yeah, it
Uh,
was funny. Like I guess I don't know. They called me back and were like, I came in thinking, okay, I'm doing this voice. I'm doing like,
yeah, yeah.
like that kind of thing. And and they were like, no, no, higher, higher. And I
Wow.
was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. And
yeah.
it took us a little time to find it. Like we were kind of, I think my performance actually gets better as it goes on because I
Mm-hmm.
think we had a little bit of uh, growing pains just getting the feel of it. And then once I knew what it was, we can go
Uh-huh.
forward. I don't think maybe, yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
Oh, that's what happened. Yeah, but usually it's like that, right? In the beginning, you just kind of still figuring out the character and then it starts building up. But yeah,
Yeah,
but
for
for
sure.
you, oh my God, from the beginning to the end, crazy good. Yeah.
Thank you, man. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
appreciate that. I
No,
was
it's so
really
good.
like,
Yeah.
I,
Uh-huh.
to be honest with you, like I knew it was a huge thing, and I
Yeah.
know how important it is. I know for fans how, and for me too, like how important a good dub is,
Yeah.
and I know like it can either make or break it. So I really wanted to do a good job, and like I was kind of quite nervous about it, like more nervous about this one than I was about a lot of stuff that had come out because I just thought, oh, it's big. It's got to be really good. Like I really want to
Yeah.
do the game
Oh,
justice and everything. So,
yeah.
and the
So much.
character justice because it's like the design is so good and the colors
Yes.
are so good and it's so like I just think he's such a cool character.
He
So,
is. Oh
yeah.
my God. Oh my God. And you did him justice for sure. You converted purists into like changing to English just for Brent. Like it's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. No, you did a great job. Oh, and by the way, did you know like Wuthering Waves? It's popular in the UK too. It's popular there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's very
Yeah. It's
popular.
it's been yeah. It's well, I mean, it's popular across everywhere, but
Yeah.
also, it's funny. It's funny. Like I think there's been an evolution with voice acting recently,
Oh
particularly in
yeah.
anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think we were talking about that style of anime voiceover, which has a
Yeah.
particular kind of feel to it and a
Yeah.
sort of resonance and cadence in a lot of ways. But I think that sound has actually dug into people's ears a little bit, and people are
Mm.
so used to it that
Yeah.
that when they get the change, or like for example the British accents, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a bit of a because a lot of anime is sort of inspired by European history with the sort of Gothic
Yep.
architecture or lots of
Yep.
sort of even religious tones and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been leaning more into these sort of accented roles, which have been going down really well with people. So there's been a kind of a change and a little ebb and flow around anime, which is, I think it's kind of cool. Like it's adding more variety to the anime kind of palette, I think, in term
Yeah.
vocally, I mean.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah. Oh, are you able to like audition for some anime over there in the UK?
I would love to. I'd totally love to. But I think most of the animes
Yeah.
are recorded in LA.
Yeah, and
Um,
Texas, right?
uh,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, exactly. I think there are some things, like I think some Studio Ghibli happens in London sometimes or
Hmm.
some other things, but
Hmm.
generally speaking, a lot of anime dubs happen in the
Oh,
States,
I
which is a
see.
shame. I'd love to do it. I mean, maybe one day.
Oh my
I
God.
would love it. I'd
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Would you ever move to LA, you think, for like more work by any chance or
I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe I'm an American citizen, so I could
Oh,
just
great.
go, but
Uh-huh.
but I'm just I've kind of I've been having a lot of success here, and I've kind
Hmm.
of got a bit of a
Mm.
people know me, and so I don't know whether the risk would be great because also
Yeah.
I'm an American living in the UK, right? Like I can
Hmm.
do
Oh,
a genuine American accent,
that's right.
right?
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
so
That's
there's
amazing.
so there's no so there's no like I don't think there's any fear that it might not be the right kind of American or it'll sound off to American users. So like I think that's to my benefit in England. So
Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, that's so cool. I had no idea you were American. Oh my God. Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Oh, and that does help with like working with like US studios too, actually, with like payment and stuff. So I think, yeah, I think that would be really good for you then. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, let me let me take a look at my questions. Oh yeah. Can we talk about the like you know when you were recording for the Lottie Lost stuff? I think a lot of people were
Yeah.
wondering like how was that process like when you guys were like, you know, coming up with like how to read these lines and stuff like that and doing that voice like what was it like for that scene
It
for the
was funny. It was like it because what happened was we got to that portion in the story, right? And then
yeah.
it was I was like, okay, so what does Lottie Lost sound like? You know, because if I'm
Yeah.
mimicking her, I was like, well, what does she sound like? And they're like, oh, well, we haven't recorded her yet.
Oh,
And I was
what?
like, it's like, okay, uh, so I think initially we actually pushed it to a different session that day because they're like, oh, okay, we're
Oh.
recording her next Thursday or whatever, so like you can come in on Friday, and then and then it was a lovely little cute little voice, and I was just
Yeah.
like, all right, here it goes. So I'm gonna try and do that, and so we did kind of chuckle. Everyone was kind of it was funny.
That
Everyone was sort of snickering a little bit, like, yeah, okay, do one more. Lottie lost, and all this kind of stuff, which was
That's
funny.
so funny. Oh my God. It was so good. That was such a fun part of that story. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I thought it was I thought the whole vibe shift for the sort of sneaky and the
Yeah.
voices lowered and stuff talking to each other. I really liked that.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. Yeah.
It was kind of like Metal Gear Solid again. Like
Yeah,
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 you know,
right.
yeah.
And but I also I like the little jokes about like, no, no, that's sad, Lottie. That
Oh
I'm
my
happy, you know.
God. That was so
Yeah, that
funny.
stuff was cute. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm
It's
a
fun.
happy Lottie lost. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Cause you recorded like so many lines, like so many lines. Like, did this take a long time to like record everything for you? Like, for like 2.0, Cristoforo and like brand stuff.
Yeah, so Cristoforo, I don't think was that much. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
actually,
that
yeah,
long.
yeah.
Um, and then but Brant was a lot, and it was short notice too. Like we had to do it in
Oh,
I think a couple of weeks.
whoa.
So we had some really long sessions. But again, like testament to the guys working at Kerr, because it's like I think a lot. It's really funny. Like a lot of people, obviously, it's like a lot of people want it to be the best it can be, right? Especially
Mm-hmm.
like the fandom and stuff. But I think it's when from on the outside, like you don't realize how much of a juggling act it is, right? With
Yeah.
how much work is happening, how quickly things need to turn around, how like some of the stuff is completed, some of the stuff isn't. It's all subject to change, and like so it's a really difficult balance getting everything working. And I think they do like insane. Like when I saw the trailer for Brand, I was super impressed. Like they do an amazing job. Like considering the time frame that they do it in, it's just insane. So like yeah, credit where it's due because it's a total balancing act. And like
Wow.
sometimes you won't have an opportunity to bring somebody in again before before the release, so they'll have to like make sure they do different versions of that, or like they don't know what
Wow.
that is yet, so we have to have so so it's tough, and I think it's in particularly difficult in the gotcha genre because in a lot of other games you'll have time over the course of development to be like, oh, now that we have all of this animated and we have the voices, we can see that we need to do another session in order to
Mm-hmm.
maybe change this line slightly, or the reaction's not quite what we need it to be, or this kind of thing. But you don't have that time, so you have to sort of anticipate a lot of different elements, you know? It's really hard. It's
Wow.
really kind of yeah.
I don't think a lot of us know that behind the scenes for Wuthering Waves, everyone's like running around doing all this, trying to like balance everything. Wow, you guys are so busy. Oh my God.
Well, it's not like it's chaotic, but it's just a
Uh-huh.
lot happening at
Yeah,
the same time,
yeah, for
right?
sure.
And
Yeah.
it's like sometimes things get pushed, like with anything, like everything moves around. Sometimes something is totally animated, but then priority shifts over here to get this done or that, and then and so you have to account for all of those things. And so
Gotcha.
I don't know. I think sometimes it's like it's easy to be like, oh, this doesn't work, or why isn't that like this, or whatever. And it comes from a place of love, like I get it, and it's every fan's right to like to say those things. But
Mm-hmm.
like dude, the passion behind the scenes, like these people working on it, like
Wow.
they're really and it's tough. And I think it's gotten better and better. Like I don't, what's your experience? Like the game is I think just getting better and better and better as it
It's
goes,
definitely getting better and
personally.
better. Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
see it like their futures like all set and like they're just
Yeah,
gonna get better and better for sure. Yeah. Oh
for
my
sure.
God. Yeah. Oh,
Super cool.
do you play Wuthering Waves?
So, okay, I followed the game when it came out. I watched all the trailers. I do watch gameplay. I do watch story bits.
Uh-huh.
However, I
Uh,
have not played it. But
uh-huh.
I want to do a stream. I'm planning a
Oh my God.
stream.
Oh my God. Really?
So,
When?
yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'm thinking I don't know when this will come out,
Yeah.
but maybe if we talk about it like when it comes out, I'll have a date and then you can put it,
Please.
link it, and people can
Yeah.
come watch. And I'm going to
Oh,
go from the beginning again. I'll give my honest impression all the way through and I'll do,
wow.
we'll do it together. I think so. I've
Yeah.
been super like inactive on social media, but I'm
Yeah.
back, baby. Let's
Yes,
do it.
you're back.
It's going to be really fun.
That's
It's really fun.
awesome. Oh
So,
my God. Let
yeah.
us know. Let us know when you're doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna spread it everywhere. I'm gonna share it with everyone. I'm gonna tell my mom.
And
Yeah.
and that'll be really fun to like
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
talk to you guys about it and see your impressions. And because I've been meaning to play it for a long time, and
Hmm.
obviously having done a lot of bits and bobs in it now, it's like I have no excuse not to play it now.
Uh-huh.
I've got to get it, and I want to stream it. It'll be
Uh-huh.
really fun. I've made a
Yes.
Twitch account. We're ready to go.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Which
Yes.
yeah,
Oh my God. But one thing though, like Brand's banner is going away soon, like in a few
I
days.
know,
Could you
I
get it
know.
first, please?
Oh yeah,
Please, yeah,
gosh.
got it. Yeah.
Oh
A few
man.
days.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to sync sink the big bucks
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, are you
to
plan
get them.
do you want to like for your characters, do you usually like go all out and try to get like a lot of copies of like your characters or
Hmm, I don't know. I think just I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I think normally I'm happy with just the one.
yeah, yes, yeah. My
It's like
advice is
because
yeah,
once yeah. What's your no? Go ahead. Your advice because
oh,
you're the expert at this stuff, man.
oh no, not really. But don't listen to chat. Okay? They're going to egg you on. They're gonna say,
Oh
"No, keep
really?
going, keep going." Don't do it.
No, you're one pull away. You're
Yeah,
one
yeah,
pull away. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Don't listen
my
to
God.
chat. All
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't
That
listen to
sounds
chat.
fun.
Yeah, at the end you're just oh my God, your bank account's gonna be minus, but you're gonna have like a full brand like S6 R5, like his weapon refined. Oh my God. And then you can't even get to
Yeah.
the
Right.
region yet. And then
I'll do it if I get super chats.
yeah. Oh
That's what I'll
yeah.
do.
Okay. Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
hurt me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, guys, you heard him. Yeah. Just just
Yeah.
send a lot of money. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, can't wait. Yeah, let us know, okay? Oh, and also just where can people follow you and stuff? Just a real quick like
Sure,
on
you can
social
follow
media.
me. Yeah, mostly it's Instagram, so at Hyoie, which is at Hyoie,
Uh-huh.
and I also have Twitter, which is at Hyoie, Hyoie,
Oh. Oh,
and
perfect. Yeah.
yeah, and my Twitch used to be at Hyoie,
Mm-hmm.
but I've forgotten the password. It's like lost to time
Oh
now,
no.
so
Yeah.
now it's at Mr. Hyoie. Okay,
Mr.
so there
Huey?
you go,
Okay, awesome.
Mr. Hyoie.
Oh, is it like MR or is it like fully spelled out Mr.?
MR, yeah,
MR
MR
Mister?
Hyoie.
Huey. Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Yes. Please, everyone follow Mr. Huey, please. Yes. That's awesome. Oh, can I just ask you some specific questions about some of the lines
of
real
course,
quick
yeah.
for Brent? Yeah. Let me see. Someone like one of the content creators asked me like to ask you actually. Like there's a idle animation where Brent's like eating an orange.
Hmm?
Was that you actually eating something in the studio recording it, or is it a sound effect?
No, geez, so for those ones, we had the animations. So
Yeah, yeah, I figured.
sometimes for a lot of it, it's not animated in the background because they're still working on it. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but for these, I had the animations, and he was like
Yeah,
throwing, and
that's right.
I think I just did like a kind of eating sound or something. And I think they added a little something like a
Oh,
sound
okay.
effect or
Yeah.
something like
Uh-huh.
that. But I wasn't eating anything. I was just pretending. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
I was
what
like frozen,
happened.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
doing all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Yeah. 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 That was cool. Oh my God. It sounds just so realistic. I was like, he's definitely eating an orange or like a green apple, maybe? Like possibly. Yeah.
No,
Like,
although sometimes a
yeah,
green apple is good if you have like
exactly.
a little voice actor tip.
That's
It
right.
gets rid of this sort of chappy kind of
Yeah.
lip chappy sound kind of thing, because you
Yeah.
have like if you have a dry mouth, the green
That's
apple will help.
that's right. The mouth clicks, right? Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's what happened. Oh my God. And the whistling. Is that all you too? Like
Whistling's all me. It's true.
really? Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like during the combat, like when you guys doing the lines, you were just doing the whistling stuff? Oh my God.
Yeah, they splice it in. So like a bunch of stuff like I
Mm.
think at one point director at Queer Games was like she was like, "Can you do some whistling?" Like, I think I,
Oh,
I
really?
I recall she said something about I think the Korean dub did a whistle or something.
Oh,
Is that
really?
right?
Oh, I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know. She
actually. Yeah.
maybe not. But she said, "Oh, someone did a whistle. I like the idea of there being like a whistle."
Oh,
And so I
really?
the sort of the this kind of stuff like
Uh-huh.
little bits and bobs, and they were spliced into the yeah. I
Wow.
couldn't. I had to like really
Yeah.
and all this
Oh,
kind of stuff. I couldn't do it in between the voice
uh-huh.
acting. You know, they
Uh-huh.
had to splice it in.
Oh, we're actually whistling there. I think it canceled out the sound.
Oh, really?
Oh no. Yeah.
It's not gonna work. I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it just sounds like just like air
I can
coming
whistle. I
yeah,
promise.
yeah,
I can
yeah,
whistle.
yeah, of course, yeah. Maybe we'll go back later and then
All
do
right,
the
fine.
whistling. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, let me just let me see. Let me just see real quick. Do you have any like favorite characters in Wuthering Waves? Like from seeing all the trailers and stuff? Like, is there
Hmm.
someone that you really like or you really want to get?
I really like the look of Carlotta,
Oh,
and
nice. Yeah.
yeah, I think the design's really cool, and I think
Yeah.
Phoebe's really. I think it's a really the hat is so
Oh,
cute, and like
yeah.
I like I think they're probably my favorite design wise so far, and I
That
like the whole. I don't know. I like the voice acting a lot. I think.
Yes, no, they're all like really good. Like, yes, it's so good. Especially in 2.0, you guys like this is your crew pretty much. Like you're
Yeah.
like in the characters from your crew, you know? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Let me see. Then yeah. Do you have like a favorite voice actor? Like someone you look up to?
Hmm. Favorite voice actor. It's tough. Like, there's a lot of good ones for different things, right? So,
Hmm.
um, like obviously, Coy Baker's very, very good.
Oh yeah.
He's got a really wide range of voices, and I think he's very. Nolan North was a favorite for a long time. I
Mm.
think Matthew Mercer's very good.
Oh, the legend. Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, yeah. I think Yuri. It's funny because like I really like Yuri Lowenthal. We've mentioned him before. I think he's
Yeah.
fantastic, and
So
I
cool.
think I took a lot of inspiration from him because he has similar like vocal profile to me. You know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
see.
So,
Yeah.
um, um, I'd say those guys maybe. Those are probably like my favorites.
Wow. Yeah.
They're sort of yeah.
Amazing
And
favorites. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who's the guy who does hmm. No, I'll leave it at those guys.
Yeah.
They're really great. I was a
Yeah.
huge Uncharted fan, so
Oh, I see.
I love
Yeah.
Nolan North and
Uh-huh.
you know, and it's been fun actually. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently.
Oh, really?
So
Oh my
like
God.
yeah, like hearing all of their the different voice actors and stuff is cool.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot of people from, you know, I think Nolan North is Rocket and like all these like I think Troy Baker is Loki
Oh, I didn't know
and
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So that's been cool.
that's
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah. Oh, who do you mean? Who do you play?
Who do I main? Uh, who do I main? I play a lot of Rocket. I like,
Oh,
so it
yeah.
depends. Like on tank, I like Cap. He's really fun.
Uh-huh.
He's, you know, he's not that great, but he's really fun.
Uh-huh.
And then Duelist. Um,
Okay.
I don't really play Duelist. Duelist is always insta-locked by the players, you know. I'm
Oh,
filling with
yeah.
tank and healer,
Uh-huh.
so yeah. And then
Gotcha,
healer, I do
gotcha.
Invisible Woman or
Oh,
Rocket
okay.
or, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Cool, cool. Okay. And people were asking, like, would you ever like cosplay as Brant if you had the opportunity? Like, have you done cosplay any like your characters or
I've wanted to in the
yeah?
past.
Oh
Like
yeah?
I think it would be really cool. But I've never done it. But I
Oh,
would
I see.
absolutely
Yeah?
cosplay Brent,
Oh
dude.
my
Are you kidding
God.
me? Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God.
That'll be
It's
fun.
time. It's time.
It's time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this
Can you
character
imagine?
design. Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
be
Oh,
funny.
oh my God. I'm gonna ask Hero Games, okay? I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask them, can you
Okay.
send over a cosplay? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
That'll be
Yes.
funny.
Yeah. Oh, and could we just talk about some of your other roles, your voice acting roles a little bit?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I had some other people tell me like your role as X in Reverse 1999, they said that they only play the game for you, or they'll go back to the game just for you. And I was like, oh wow. And then I listened in, and oh my God, it's like it's very very different from Brent. Can you tell me about that role a little bit about X? Like,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a long, I mean, that was in
Oh,
development a really, really long time ago. So
oh, I see.
I think I did that like way back in 2021 or something.
Oh,
Like it was
wow.
really a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
But then I sort of, my character got brought in for like the extreme talent tutorial stuff.
Yeah.
And so every time there's a new character, I'm like doing a voice and or like coming in to do this like thing for X. But yeah, no, he's like he's a fun character. I mean, he's very bubbly and fun, but also has like a dark side and can be a bit like
Yeah.
there's stuff happening underneath that maybe you're kind of you think he's all bubbly and nice, and then you kind of wait, what did you just say? That's kind of dark or
Yeah,
something like
very
that. But
dark, very dark.
yeah. So I mean I love that character, and it's been it's been fun.
Oh.
I've been doing that for a long time.
Oh,
So yeah,
really? For
it's
a
been
long time. Oh,
yeah.
wow. Oh, that's so awesome. Okay. Yeah, okay. For X and then for Arknights, you were also Spot, and that was completely different from I feel like your other roles. Yeah.
Yeah, Spot was funny because like Spot was they had a voice match from the Japanese, so they
Oh,
wanted
okay.
somebody to sound like the Japanese, right?
Yeah,
So
I
again,
can hear
that was
that.
but that was only I think that whole session, that whole character was like 2 hours. Like I don't think it was
Oh.
very much at all, like because it was just very minimal kind of his attack lines and his sort of
Mm-hmm.
relationship lines and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it's kind of this not bothered, kind of Shikamaru vibes actually,
Oh, I like
like a
that.
little
Yeah.
bit of
Uh-huh.
like
Mm-hmm.
kind of what a drag, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
what a drag.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was a fun character though, and like again, like it's always nice to explore a different kind of voice,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
I don't like I sometimes just practice different kinds of voices that maybe I wouldn't be totally
Oh.
right for
Uh-huh.
audition wise, but I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, what if I try to do that? Or like a good exercise for me, right, as a voice actor is watching anime in dub because I'm like, oh, he chose to do it that way, okay, or what's he doing there vocally, or like how has he made that sound, or why has he chosen to deliver that? Another thing with anime is that you have the lip flaps to
That's
match,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So super tough. It's another layer of difficulty on top of it because you need to make it sound natural, you need to make it sound good, you need to keep it in the voice, you need to deliver it in a way that then matches the flaps, right? And then you have a lot of things where it's like two lines stitched together where you'd typically have a break if you were
Yeah.
speaking normally,
Yeah, that's right.
but you
Yeah.
have to just go straight through. So you
That's
have to say
right.
things, you know what I mean? So you end
Yeah.
up with these lines where it's like, I don't know, I can't even think of an example, but it's like it has to be run all the way through, which can sound, it's tough. It's very difficult. So yeah, keeping yourself uh on your toes and like learning.
Yeah, for
Um
sure.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I do the same thing. I always like pay attention, like always think about those things too. Like, yeah, so I get you. Yeah. And definitely like it's also like translated from a different language. So there's those awkward pauses and it's like, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what's interesting about that is that to go back to like the sort of language or like sort of
Hmm.
genre of anime is like they play on certain archetypes which are like Eastern archetypes.
Yeah,
So like the bad boy, the kind of cool guy like doesn't say much. There's a lot of sort of tropic elements like trope elements
that's
in
right.
anime which also have to be translated into English because they're not
Mm.
necessarily immediately recognizable tropes.
Yeah,
Do you
for
know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah, there's like
So
Eastern, yeah,
yeah, so
archetypes,
like
right? Yeah.
you see it in the sort of very cutesy girl, which is like far it doesn't it reads in a different way. Like it's quite interesting. And they're like the bad boy, like the dark doesn't say anything, kind of
Yeah.
brooding, and like there
Yeah,
are a lot of elements that need to be.
for
It's not
sure.
just the language that is being translated.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
also the other stuff.
That's a
So
very good point. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Oh, and the last one, the other role I want to talk about. You played a frog. Like his name is Splash, no pun
yeah,
intended, but Splash in Big
Splash.
Tree City. It's a like a kids show. How is it working like in a kids show, like an
That
animation?
was really fun. That was
Yeah.
super fun. Like it was funny because we only ever did an hour and a half sessions because it was like I don't
Mm.
know it's so squeaky and like really high at the upper
Yeah,
register of my
so
voice
high.
and
Yeah.
with like vocal distortion, so it was like it was
Yeah.
it was kind of but the episodes are only like 20 minutes long,
Uh-huh.
so generally speaking, like I'd be okay for two. I think the longest session we did was maybe like 3 hours or something. We did a couple of episodes in a row, but
Mm.
but that was kind of funny because like we had one day when I was like, my voice isn't feeling too good, like hopefully it'll be
Mm-hmm.
okay. And then
Uh-huh.
I got in and they're like, Joey, your voice sounds great, man. Like, what are you doing anything different? I'm like, it's really like scratchy. And I'm like, yeah, I just have a sore throat. So like it actually worked out really well, which
Wow,
is funny.
really?
So
Yeah.
yeah, like I would this is probably not good advice for aspiring voice actors, but I would go in not warming up because
Oh,
it would mean my
really?
voice would crack and scratch all
Oh,
the way up at the top.
oh my God.
So,
Uh-huh.
because if I was too loose and too warm, it would be like smoother, and I
Uh-huh.
wanted the bubbly kind of screechy kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
but that was really fun. I was unfortunate, like I think Netflix cut their animation budget that year or
Yeah.
something, and so
Oh.
we were supposed to have 3 seasons and we had one.
Oh,
So,
really? Oh my God. Netflix,
yeah.
why? Oh my God,
I
why?
know, man. What about Splash season two?
Yeah,
What are we doing? The
yeah, yeah.
Splash
Oh my.
spin-off series.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Oh, please. Yes, please. A Splash spin-off series. You were so good. And you were singing too. You sang so well.
Oh
Oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, that was high, dude.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
like that was so high. And it's funny because like they didn't ask me what my range was or anything. But oh, can you do this? And I came in and they were like, do it the octave above. And I was like, and you know what? I have a really great video of me doing that in studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they recorded me doing it because I was like, it was kind of funny.
Can you show me later?
So
Yeah.
sure, yeah, I'll show you. I don't
Yeah.
know if
Oh,
I can, yeah, 'cause-
yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh my God. Okay. Um, as an actor, are there some character archetypes you like to perform? Like, are there ones that you prefer over the others, or is there like something maybe that's not like in your wheelhouse and you really want to try like those kind of roles?
Hmm. Yeah, I guess for for like for acting for TV and film,
Mm-hmm.
I do like the sort of more crazy, like psychopathic roles,
Oh yeah, great.
because I think it's fun to sort of explore that, and also in a way, it's funny. I think what is it? Was it James Cameron said this to Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Oh,
When he was going up for Titanic, he was
uh-huh.
saying, "Hey, um, apparently Leonardo DiCaprio was coming to him and being like, "Can he have like a limp or something or some kind of like ailment that I can like work with as part of his character?" And he said, "Actually, Leo, this is much harder because you're just relying on you. This is like for the hero role.
Oh yeah,
Just relying
that's
on
right.
you. You have to be charismatic, you have to be like likable, and you don't have the other things to lean on to like make the character." And that
Mm,
is true. That's true with heroes. Like it's often the case that people are more fascinated with the Joker than Batman, right? They like
mm,
the sort of the the interest of the unknown and the weird and whatever. And so
mm-hmm.
it is more difficult in some ways to play a hero. Um, but I like playing a hero. So, but
Yeah,
for voice acting,
yes.
I like things that are vocally interesting. So like things
Oh,
that are fun to like, add little bits of distortion or whatever, and then other things. I mean, it's really funny. Like I didn't I used to not like my voice a lot. Like
oh
I'd listen to
really?
my voice and I was like, I hate my
Yeah.
voice. Like it's so high. I
Uh,
wanted I
uh-huh.
wanted the low kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But now it's like I actually really like it because it sits in a good place where I can bring it up and I can sort of push it down a little bit if I need to,
Oh, great. Nice.
So yeah, I think the more interesting kind of crazier roles, but then also for voice acting, I actually really like doing heroic roles.
Oh yeah,
And in
you're
terms
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in terms of like stretching the palette, like in terms of doing something else, or the sort of stretching my sort of CV, I suppose, it's like I would like to do some like motion capture, nitty gritty kind of like,
Oh,
some stuff
yeah.
outside of the anime genre, like some more like I don't know. I've
Yeah.
got I've got some things coming out which I can't talk about, which are kind of a
Ooh.
little different, which I think would
Uh-huh.
be, which I'll definitely link when they're out and stuff. But
Yes, please
yeah,
do.
I'd
Oh
like
my
to try.
God. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
I'd love to do a
cool.
bit of motion capture and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see you do mocap. Like I mean, you have experience. You do like on camera and stuff too. So yeah, that's
Yeah, and
awesome.
the cool thing about motion capture is like it's more akin to theater than it
Mm.
is to film
Oh,
because
really?
with film, yeah, because with film you're always playing to a camera, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you're sort of you're in a box almost. You're like confined to a little
Mm,
space.
yeah,
Whereas on stage, you have the whole space to play with. And I think in a sound stage, I'd imagine I've done facial capture. I've not done motion capture.
hmm,
Um, I'd imagine they can place the camera anywhere, right? So you're
yeah,
kind of playing on the stage full body character, right? But then you don't know whether the camera's going to be swooping up from above or whatever it's going to be doing. So
that's true.
it has a lot of overlap, I think, with stage work, which I really
Oh,
enjoy. So I
wow.
think that'll
Okay.
be fun. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Then out of like stage on camera and like voice acting, which one do you prefer, you think? Like which one's your favorite?
Hmm.
Like if you got to roll for this and then you're like excited for it or
They all kind of feed different parts
for sure.
of the sort of creative, right? Like the
Uh-huh.
voiceover is really fun because you're never seen really. It's all you can go in messy haired with a cup of coffee and whatever, and you can be anything. And there are a lot of things that
Mm,
out of context, like if you saw me doing the voice, it
mm-hmm.
might be totally unbelievable on screen. But
Mm-hmm.
without me and the voice, it's like, oh, this works really well, you know?
Yeah.
So you have a little bit more flexibility, I
Yeah, for
think. But
sure.
then
Yeah.
but then there's the element of being able to show things with your body, right? Like on stage
Mm,
or on film, you can say something in a
uh-huh.
way that is contrary to how you're acting, right? So
Uh-huh.
you can tell a story with your body while saying something different. On with voiceover, for the most part, you have to convey it with the voice. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah, I see what you
So
mean.
so
Wow.
there's
Yeah.
another dimension to the physicality, the
Wow.
physical, you know?
I'm learning so much about acting from you. Wow, that's crazy. I never thought about that. Oh my God, you're right. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so there's a lot of pros and cons. It's just hard to like, even
Yeah.
give an answer,
They're
right?
they're
Yeah.
I mean they're all great.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
good thing for every part of it, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh my God, I see. Um, then let me see. Oh, do you do any other like voiceover work besides like video games and animations?
I've done some commercials.
Oh,
I've done
commercials?
some little
Yeah.
commercial
That's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah. I've done. I'm trying to think. Mostly what I've done is like the voiceover, the video games, and like
Mm-hmm.
some cartoony stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just commercials. I've done some like in-house kind of promotional stuff for kind of the more boring side of things, to be honest. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've never
Oh,
done
I see.
audiobooks. I'd love to do
Oh,
audiobooks at some
really?
point.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of
because
work.
I think
Yeah.
it is a lot of
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's 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 the kind of thing where I almost feel like I was thinking about this recently of doing it like just doing it as practice. So practice the
Oh,
audiobook and
uh-huh.
then noting each character and kind of having a new voice for each one. And it gives you again like the
Mm.
exercise of doing things which you wouldn't necessarily be cast for,
Uh-huh.
So like
Yeah.
yeah, but maybe
Oh.
one day that'd be fun.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like sci-fi
Audiobooks.
novels or something.
Oh, that'll
Yeah.
be fun. Yeah. Yeah, I could see you doing those. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Cool.
Let me see. Yeah, and also I do want to talk about just you too. Like, outside of acting and all that, like what are some of your hobbies? Like, what do you like to do?
What do I like I play video games. I like playing
Mm-hmm.
video games.
Yeah.
I play guitar. I
Oh, you play
like
guitar.
singing and sort of yeah,
Yeah.
like before I became an actor, I wanted to be a singer-songwriter.
Oh, really?
So,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And then I realized that that was, a ridiculous amount of work that I wasn't cut
Uh,
out for. And I was like,
uh-huh.
I'm just don't worry about this. I'll do this at home for fun.
Oh, for fun. Yeah.
Um, yeah. It's funny, because at the time it was kind of um it was before social media, right?
Mm,
2013, like the
mm-hmm.
sort of 2017,
Yeah.
18 or 16, that was when it really started becoming really mainstream, the social
Yeah.
media and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so back then it was like calling people up, trying to get gigs, calling to
Oh,
get your name out. It was a lot of work. So
that's tough.
I do that. So I like playing guitar. I like playing pickleball. I like racket sports like
Oh,
tennis and
pickleball.
pickleball.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love pickleball. I like board games. I love board games.
Oh,
So
yeah?
yeah, I like
That's
playing. I recently bought a couple of new ones and get my friends together and play board games and
oh,
stuff. And
oh, that's so
yeah,
cool.
I like
Board game
watch.
nights. Yeah.
Obviously watching movies and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. And I like zoning into a movie. So like,
Oh, really?
yeah, just like not having anybody else around, not having any snacks, and just like watching,
Wow.
trying to get totally immersed into a movie. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's so cool. Like,
Which is like
uh-huh.
watching a movie, I guess. Saying that like is a thing. I like watching movies. There you go.
No, this is different. You're like studying the acting and everything, and
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I guess so. It's like an
yeah, yeah,
exercise, but
yeah.
also like what I like about it is
Hmm.
and it depends on the movie. If you're watching a comedy or something, or like something that's meant to be lighthearted, you can like chip in with a friend or whatever. But
Uh,
I do like watching something with the sort of intent of like, and I ever sounding pretentious here, but it's not pretentious, but like just trying to feel like if there's a space between a
hmm
scene or if there's
hmm
like a gap or something, the directors put it there for a reason. It's trying to tell me something or make
Oh,
me feel something. So like I do like, and also I think with today's world, man, like, and myself included, like we're so our attention spans are just blown
oh,
to
for
pieces, right?
sure. Yeah, it's gone.
And so
Yeah,
it's almost sounds sad, but like even watching a movie is like an exercise in attention. Like just to
yes,
sit and watch the movie and feel like, okay, there's a gap here. What does it make me feel? Why is there a space? What is the tempo of this? What's the pacing? And then, you know what I mean? So I like,
yeah.
because I like movies, I like acting, right? I'm an actor. So
Yeah,
like,
of course.
do
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh,
So
that's
that's,
awesome. Oh
yeah.
my God. Yeah. But that's a good point. Yeah. People just can't sit, like watch a movie or read a book these
I
days. Yeah.
can't do it,
Yeah.
man. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard.
It's
Like
hard. It is
you know,
hard. Yeah. Me too. Oh my God. Yeah. It
yeah.
is so hard. I don't know what happened. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, okay. Do you have any like general advice for any people trying to become voice actors or any voice actors who want to work in video games and animations and things like that?
Yeah. I have lots of advice.
Oh, great.
I would say, what would I say? I think I have different levels of advice for where you're at, right? But I
Hmm.
think if you're just starting out, um, the first thing to do is it's really important that you can do like a really good American accent and a really good
Mm,
English accent, like the two,
mm,
because so much, obviously, so much work is so much is created in Hollywood or in the West, you know. So it's like you have to have those two down,
hmm
and I would definitely practice those. I'd also like fundamentally, it's really important to be clear. And I think, you know, being able to speak very clearly and communicate is like the first step. Like I've heard a lot of people who are like aspiring or something, or they want to do something, and like that they struggle with like enunciation or falling off words and stuff, and
hmm
it's hard. Like the only reason I think I naturally have quite good articulation and stuff is because I had siblings and we always had to be louder than each other, right? We had to make
hmm
ourselves more heard and whatever. So
Oh,
yeah, working on like real clarity, having a good American and English accent, and then in terms of, I do think I mean, the way I did, I had an agent, right? Like I had an agent who pitches me for different things. It pitches me for you know different studios or whatever, and then I audition. I think without that, I would go I would go to, is it Casting Club Pro or something?
yeah, call club. Yeah,
Well, yeah, is that what
yeah,
it is? Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
I would go there and like
Hmm.
practice, get yourself a nice, you know, modest setup. You can use a USB microphone to start out
Yeah, for
with, right?
sure.
But
Yeah.
just get your, because that takes away the sort of trying to like, what kind of voices can I do? You already have like mock-up auditions and stuff, and you can practice and you can send things in, and then like, you know, make yourself a little show reel, and then try and get yourself an agent. Like pitch yourself to
Mm,
different agencies, see if you can get some representation. Or if not, you could do it the sort of self-employed way. Like you could do it the way like working on it yourself or being doing all of your own pitches, right, for yourself rather than doing it with an agency. But yeah, I don't know. All I have in terms of performance advice is like just be really clear.
mm,
Um, don't be too trust your instincts for sure. That for me
mm.
was a big one because
Oh yeah.
I was learning all of this technique, and it's important to learn the technique, and I was doing all this kind of stuff and vocal exercises and whatever. But then I became self-conscious about how well was I doing the technique? How am I implementing this? How am I? So the most important thing is like you're communicating, right? So make sure you're communicating well, trust yourself and your technique, and trust your instincts for how you think it should be delivered, right?
I like that.
That's the
Yeah.
big thing. Because outside of the vocal performance and quality, like the ideas and the delivery are just as important. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what you bring to the studio and like how you're going to deliver something can be the difference between it being kind of lame or really great,
Hmm.
right? Like I
Definitely.
remember for the for the art commissioner guy who I
Yeah.
don't know, Blondie, I guess his name is, right?
Uh-huh.
As people in the comments. But like he was like they didn't have an idea for what he was gonna be, and I was like, oh, I've got an idea. Like I want to do it this like really
Oh.
like bursting with life and all this kind of stuff, like this silly like because I thought you had to go all the way, otherwise it
For
would like the
sure.
animation was so out.
Yeah.
And so trust your instinct, like go for it. I pitched for that and that worked, which was great. And
Wow.
so yeah,
You have
that's what
really
I'd
good
say.
instincts as an actor. That's crazy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no,
Thank
you
you. I
definitely
appreciate
do.
that.
Yeah, I love the choices you make. Like, so you're so smart. Yeah, you're so good at this. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my
Nice to hear.
God. Yeah. What's next for you? Like, for like in terms of like acting and stuff. Like, are you trying to chase more like dream roles, or is there anything down the pipeline that you want to do?
Um, well, I have a couple of voiceover things coming out,
Mm-hmm.
which I think I can mention. I'm in a
Oh, are you
game.
sure?
Yeah, well, there's a demo come
Yeah.
out, so it's
Oh,
out,
okay.
right?
Oh, okay. Okay,
So
good.
there's a new game called Chip and Claws versus the Brainioids, which is like a
Oh,
Ratchet and Clank strategy
whoa.
inspired. It's actually a company which is founded by the person who made XCOM, the XCOM games.
Oh,
So
XCOM games. Uh-huh.
it's like Ratchet and Clank mixed with sort of
Oh,
strategy.
okay, okay. That's
Kind of like
cool. Uh-huh.
yeah, it's gonna be great. And I play Chip in that, and then I've got trying to
Oh,
think what else. Oh, there's the new Lost in Random and the Eternal Die, which is the sequel to the Lost in Random games. I voiced a number of characters in that, which is
oh,
gonna be really
really?
cool.
That's awesome. Uh-huh.
And I have I can't really okay, a couple of
Yeah,
other things bubbling
yeah. Oh,
for
that's great. Yeah,
yeah, in the
yeah,
background. So
yeah.
and that'll be both voiceover and TV and film stuff
Oh,
as well. So
gotcha. NDA,
yeah.
NDA stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. Just like, thank you so much. So yes, I was wondering like if we could do like just like to end the show, the climax of the
Uh-huh.
show. Like, could we do some Brandt's like iconic lines?
Sure, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's do it.
I'll give it
Yeah.
a shot. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do a couple of these. Okay, so it's weird doing this with the camera on
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Did you want
I
yeah.
feel so exposed.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so well, well, who's this little beach ball? Ah, ain't got no money. Applaud for me, dear friends. Let's welcome the superstars of tonight's plushy gathering, Huddle Wuddle and Lottie Lost. Lottie Lost. She said, she said, a Lottie Lost can't be happy. I've never seen a happy one before. And what does he say? He says,
Oh my
I might
God.
have, what does he say? I might
Yeah.
have ad-libbed a bit.
Yeah.
I might have, what is it?
I forgot the
It's not
word. It's
ad-lib.
not
I
exaggerated
might have,
either or something. Yeah.
it's, embellished. I might have
Oh,
embellished it a
yes.
bit. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. More passion. 'Tis but a splash. Pew pew. Pew pew. Climax of the show! What is it? Climax of the show! Let the flames rise! Ha ha ha!
Oh my God. Everything was
Did that
so
come
good.
across
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Yeah. It came out good. Yeah. Oh my God. That's so awesome. Oh my
It's
God.
fun.
Yeah. That was so good. Oh my God. Oh my God. The pew pew climax of the show. Oh my God.
Pew pew. Yeah, it
The
was cool.
yeah, those like climax of the show, those notes are really high. Like the singing helps, right? Your singing background when you do
Oh
those kind of lines.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, wow.
definitely. Yeah.
Wow.
That's those are the ones, the big ones. But
Yeah.
but yeah, look, dude, thank you so much for having me on. It's
Yeah.
been really fun. I
Yeah. Thank you
appreciate that.
so much for coming today. You're amazing. Oh my God. Could you tell the viewers like where can they follow you again real quick and then
Sure, yeah, yeah. So yeah, thanks for having me. My name is Hyoie O'Grady. I voice Brant, and you can find me on Instagram at Hyoie or on X at Hyoie. And if you want to follow my Twitch, I'm going to be doing a stream at some point in the near future, playing through Wuthering Waves for the first time, and my Twitch handle is Mr. Hyoie. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate all of the support, guys. I feel like I've had an overwhelm of like really nice, lovely comments and stuff, and it's so cool to see all your passion and stuff. So I'm really grateful to be part of the community, man. Let's do it.
oh
It's gonna be fun.
yeah, yeah, you deserve it. Oh my God, yes. Please everyone follow Mr. Hyoie, and yes, just like thank you so much
And
today.
follow French Tutor. Follow French
Oh,
Tutor on YouTube, of course.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much again for your time. You were great.
No problem.
Yeah,
No problem.
you have a good day.
You too.
All right,
All the
take
best.
care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.